Hello all. I'd like to extend my warm welcome from Startup Movers. So first of all, congratulations for your company's incorporation. And in this video, I'll be providing you some guidance related to the post-incorporation compliances and some registrations that we must complete within 30 days to ensure the business stays compliant and you can start your business operations smoothly. Now let's talk about the MCA compliances first. There are three post-incorporation compliances that we must follow. The first is INC 22, which we also call as the office address verification. The second is INC 20A, which is business commencement, and the third is ADT 1, which is auditor's appointment. So let's start with INC 22, which is also called as office address verification. Here what you have to do is you have to put a board outside the premises with some basic details about the company on it, namely company's name, CIN, address, phone number, and email ID. And then you have to click three pictures. Number one of the board itself outside the premises. Number second, any one director standing alongside the board, again outside the premises. And the third picture, a director sitting inside in his office space. And please note, you have to provide these three pictures with geotag on it. Apart from these photographs, you also have to provide us some important documents like electricity bill in the name of the owner, rental agreement, and the NOC again from the owner. Now let's talk about INC 20A, also known as Declaration of Commencement of Business. Here you have to open a company's current account and then infuse the initial paid up capitals, which means all the directors must infuse their respective shares of the capital from their personal savings account to that current account. And after adding the capital, you have to provide us the bank statement and details so that we can file the INC 20A and provide you with your official business commencement declaration. Let's talk about ADT 1, appointment of auditor. Since you are a registered private limited or one-person company, it is important to have an annual audit. Here what you have to do is you are required to appoint your first statutory auditor within 30 days after your company gets incorporated. Our team will handle this ADT 1 based on your appointment. With the MCA filing done, we now move on to mandatory registrations based on your business type and location. So the first, let's cover business-centric registration. Here we'll discuss about the GST registration, LUT and IEC. Let's talk about GST. It is your mandatory tax registration. If your business turnover will exceed the prescribed limit, such as 20 lakhs for services and 40 lakhs for goods, then GST registration would be highly mandatory. Or if your business nature is export, e-commerce, or interstate supply of services, then again GST registration would be highly mandatory. Now GST LUT, letter of undertaking. This is a yearly declaration to the tax department. It is required if you plan to export goods or services without paying the IGST upfront. Here IGST means Integrated Goods and Services Tax. And this GST LUT is very beneficial in order to maximize your cash flow on the international sales. Next up is IEC, Import and Export Code. This is a 10-digit code issued by the DGFT. It is required if you export goods or import goods from India. This is also mandatory for some service exporters in order to avail some certain government benefits. Now let's discuss about the state-centric compliances. Depending on the state where your business is registered, there may be some additional compliances which your consultant will advise you on. So here I'm typically discussing about Shops and Establishment Act and Professional Tax Registration. Shops and Establishment Act is mandatory in few states if your registered office address is a commercial space. And Professional Tax Registration is also mandatory in some states as well. Now finally we cover the registrations that are not mandatory but are highly recommended for your future business endeavors and growth. These registrations are important because they will provide the formal identity to unlock several government benefits. So the first one is MSME registration, also known as Udyam registration. This is required to classify your company as micro, small or medium enterprise. Benefits include access to collateral-free loans, priority access to government tenders, and protection against delayed payments. So next up is Startup India registration, also known as TPIIT registration. This is required to formally recognize your company as a startup working on innovation or scalability. Benefits include 3 years of income tax exemption, up to 80% rebate on patent filing fee, and easier access to government funding schemes. So finally, let's discuss about trademark registration. So trademark registration is required to secure your brand logo, brand name, or brand wordmark from future infringement. This is a critical investment in your intellectual property. So with this, we have completed all the mandatory and non-mandatory one-time registrations required for your business. Our designated compliance team will reach out to you immediately and will share all the checklist, required documents, and some necessary formats. So thank you for all the trust. We're here for you from start to scale.